The dark secret hidden in Hickory Dickory Dock. For generations, nursery rhymes have enchanted children with their playful melodies. But beneath these innocent verses lies something far more sinister than you might imagine. Consider Hickory Dickory Dock, a rhyme first published in 1744, though its origins stretch back even further into the shadows of history. What if I told you this wasn't written for children at all? That the seemingly nonsensical words conceal a message that might genuinely surprise you. Let me take you on a journey through time to uncover three competing theories about what this rhyme really means. The rhyme itself. First, let's remind ourselves of those curious verses. Hickory Dickory Dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1. The mouse ran down. Hickory Dickory Dock. Simple enough, right? Think again. Theory 1. The cathedral's unwanted visitors. Our first theory takes us to Exeter Cathedral, home to a magnificent astronomical clock dating back to 1483. This wasn't just any timepiece. It displayed lunar phases, chimed every quarter hour, and bore a haunting Latin inscription, "The hours pass and are reckoned to our account." But here's where it gets interesting. Medieval church records reveal a peculiar problem. The animal fat used to lubricate the clock mechanism attracted vermin. Mice would scamper up the long wait lines, disrupting the delicate machinery. The cathedral's solution: hire cats. Weekly payments of 1 penny appear in 14th and 15th century ledgers, sometimes doubling when 2 feline workers were employed. In 1598, a carpenter was even paid to cut a hole in the door, creating what may be England's oldest cat flap, still visible today. The mice problem became so legendary that some believe it inspired our nursery rhyme. But there's a glaring issue with this theory: where's the cat? Theory 2, an ancient Celtic counting song. Renowned folklorists Iona and Peter Opie discovered something remarkable, striking similarities between Hickory Dickory Dock and an ancient Celtic counting chant called Hovera Dick. Before the Industrial Revolution, shepherds in northern England used a peculiar system called yen ten tethera to count sheep, words derived from Brythonic Celtic languages that had vanished by the 6th century. Instead of 1, 2, 3, they'd recite yen, ten, tethera. Hovera Dick meant 8, 9, 10. Could our nursery rhyme have evolved from this rhythmic counting method? Perhaps it was a bedtime song literally counting sheep to help children sleep that transformed over centuries of retelling. Theory 3, the cowardly mouse who ruled England. But here's where the story takes its darkest turn. Look closely at the original 1744 illustration accompanying the rhyme. The woodcut doesn't show a mouse. It depicts a man standing in a doorway, his expression filled with apprehension. What if the mouse wasn't an animal at all, but a mouse-like man, cowardly, timid, fleeing when the clock struck? Enter Richard Cromwell. In 1658, as Oliver Cromwell lay dying, he made a shocking decision. He named his inexperienced, timid son Richard as his successor to lead England. The battle-hardened army was horrified. The nation, drowning in debt, looked on with skepticism. Richard lasted exactly 9 months as Lord Protector before fleeing, quite literally running away as his brief moment of power struck its final hour. English satirists had a field day. They mocked him mercilessly with nicknames, Hickory Dick and Tumbledown Dick. A cowardly mouse who scurried up to power, panicked when the clock struck, and ran right back down. The timeline fits. The mockery fits. Even that apprehensive figure in the doorway fits. The evidence that changes everything. The most compelling clue. The original illustration shows a person, not a mouse. For nearly 3 centuries, we may have been misreading this rhyme entirely, seeing a harmless rodent where political satire was intended. So which theory is true? Was it inspired by Exeter Cathedral's famous mouse problem? An ancient shepherd's counting song passed down through Celtic tradition? Or a cruel joke about England's most ridiculed ruler? Perhaps the truth is even stranger, that all 3 stories became intertwined over centuries, each generation adding their own layer of meaning to those mysterious words, Hickory Dickory Dock. What do you think? Share your theory below, and if you're hungry for more hidden histories behind innocent rhymes, there's much more darkness to uncover.